The following content does not reflect the opinions of Fox Sports Radio. Frankly, it shouldn't reflect your opinions either.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie and Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today.
Let's go.
You know, we'll tell you why Jerry Jones just got very lucky.
Yeah,
and we'll tell you why the Bengals just made a dumb move. But, we must say something very serious and sobering up top here. Out of respect for our partners at Fox Sports Radio, we are going to do our best throughout the show to very delicately handle the obviously disturbing situation involving on-air analyst Mark Sanchez, who does work with Fox. And, we will do our best not to mention the STABBING. As we've been told that saying that word will get us blocked on the algorithms, which are apparently against that type of violent behavior, I guess.
But clearly those algorithms have never met our producer because, if they did, they would want him DEAD.
Good, there you go. Good, absolutely. And also on a lighter note, we saw something so great this week, didn't we, Tony?
Yeah.
This LeBron James second decision ad campaign. Just so smart, clever.
Yeah.
He teased the whole internet, saying that he was going to be making a second decision, another big decision. And then, spoiler alert, it turned out that the decision was that he was going to drink Hennessy and that the whole thing was one big advertisement. And most people, Tony, I totally didn't see this coming. I didn't see it coming, Tony. I totally fell for it. I thought he was going to retire all week, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was going to go play in Greece or something.
Yeah. Well, we got fooled just like everybody else. We also got inspired, right? Because what we're going to do on today's show, we're going to reveal some news, Tony, a big decision. That's I want to say just as huge, bigger than you thought what was going to happen with LeBron, right? And we promise it's huge.
I don't want to oversell it too much, but it's literally guaranteed to change your life.
That's not an oversell, Tony.
No.
So anyway, but one quick thing, you out there, you probably listen to the show, watch it, and think you could just continue to sit there and watch and listen.
Like a lump.
You get on YouTube, you like, you subscribe, you leave a comment, you rate and review on Apple Podcasts, okay?
Yeah.
You do all that. All right, now let's get into our top story.
Top story.
All right, first out the gate, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has been fined $250,000 by the NFL for sticking his middle finger at Jets fans during the Cowboys' win over the Jets on Sunday. Now, a lot of people are saying that Jerry Jones is likely to appeal the fine, but I think he got off easy here. Don't you, Tony?
Jerry Jones is lucky that he only came away with a fine here.
Yep.
Imagine if he flipped off the Jets when Mark Sanchez was still on the team.
Yep.
We know Mark Sanchez has no problem whatsoever attacking an elderly, helpless old man and bringing him within an inch of his life.
Yep.
And, imagine if he flipped off the Patriots when Aaron Hernandez was there and on the team. He'd currently be in a ditch somewhere.
Just such valuable perspective there, Tony. And, now to other NFL news. The Bengals have traded with the Browns for QB Joe Flacco, who will now start Sunday against the Packers, the same team that Flacco beat in Week 3 when he led the Browns over Green Bay. Tony, your thoughts here?
By my projections, Joe Flacco will continue to show his total domination over Green Bay as he did with the Browns and lead the Bengals to a victory over the Packers this Sunday. And then next Sunday, the Cardinals will trade for Joe Flacco before their matchup against the Packers in Week 7 so that they can win that game too. Wow. Then, in Week 8, the Pittsburgh Steelers will trade for Joe Flacco against the Packers to give them more of an advantage since the Packers know how to defend Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
And then in week 9, the Carolina Panthers will sign Joe Flacco to lead them against the Packers and then probably keep him since anyone's better than Bryce Young.
Just terrific predictive analysis there, Tony. And
Thank you.
You know what I'm still wondering with this whole Flacco Bengals news? Do the Bengals really think Joe Flacco is the long-term answer for the team?
Crazy.
I mean, how did the Bengals go with Flacco when Mark Sanchez was sitting right there?
No
I mean,
clue.
you break it down. First, Flacco's 40 years old. Sanchez is a ripe 38.
Yup.
And, second, what's the one thing every athlete needs to win? A
killer instinct.
There
Yup.
you go. And
Exactly.
Mark Sanchez literally has a killer instinct.
Yeah.
Which makes him a perfect fit for the Bengals culture, which has
Yup.
a proud history of employing convicted felons.
Yup.
And Sanchez also survived a brutal attack. And every AFC North game is basically just one big brutal attack, right, Tony?
Couldn't agree more. And people might say Mark Sanchez is a terrible quarterback with terrible judgment, which, is true.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. But what if you brought him in as a fullback? I mean, what's the most important stat in football? Yards after contact.
Yup.
Exactly. And Sanchez took 2 sharp hits to the chest and got pepper sprayed and still rushed for about 200 yards as seen in that surveillance video. That's impressive.
Very impressive,
Yeah.
Tony. And, another thing we got to talk about, not so impressive, but on the subject of running backs. Big story out of Arizona. Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon fined $100K by the team after he shoved running back Amari DeMercado. After DeMercado let go of the ball right before the goal line, costing the Cardinals a touchdown. And eventually the game to the crappy Titans. Now, Tony, I got to side with Coach Gannon here. I mean, frankly, I think we got to do more to teach these idiot kids to stop fumbling the ball before the goal line. You had such a great solution the other day. Tell the people.
It's a solution that I know is going to be a little controversial, but hear me out. Forced castration. And what that means is that when a player drops a ball, then they literally have to drop their ball. Like the team doctor comes in and he slices off a testicle, And it's the only way to stop this from happening. And if you think it's too extreme, well, look no further than the Bible. Because what do they say over there? An eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye.
Exactly. Isn't an eye technically a ball? So shouldn't that mean that we should be cutting off a man's balls if he drops balls?
Just airtight logic all around there, Tony. And, before we get to baseball, which is next on my sheet, I keep thinking about this decision we're going to make.
It's all I
Tony.
can think about.
Exactly. And you got to wonder that the audience, you got to assume they're just sitting there too. It's all they're thinking about. What are we going to say? What is
gonna
this
happen?
big decision? Are we going to end the show permanently?
Are we going to go to
from the business?
NBC, the Today Show? Are we taking over the Today Show?
Anything is possible right now,
Yeah, frankly, I'm struggling to keep this all a secret because I know how huge this all is.
Me too.
Yeah, we can't give it up yet because then, it ruins the whole reveal, the whole thing, and also our YouTube watch time.
There's that, though. Well, we'll keep going then. You people just sit tight, all right? Show some patience.
Relax.
Anyway, all right. Let's get to baseball. MLB postseason and the Yankees, okay? They flamed out of the postseason yet again with just another embarrassing loss, this time to a Canadian team.
Terrible.
Which, makes it even worse and just deeply unpatriotic. And
horrible.
Frankly, the Yankees deserve it, because I'm just so sick of these teams with their disgustingly massive payrolls, thinking they can just buy a World Series.
Yeah, just go and buy it.
Put up that list, producer, the top 3 teams by payroll, okay?
Yeah.
So as you can see at the
What?
Hold on.
Not again.
Not this again. I told you. Top 3.
Top 3.
Only. Okay,
what are you doing?
Up.
Scroll up.
No, you're scrolling down. Scroll
the other way.
He's clearly just trying to get the Phillies on the screen because he's a hater.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. We're talking about the Yankees here.
Yeah,
all right?
what are you doing?
All right, anyway, sticking with the Yankees, the subject here. You know, after they lost, there were a lot of strange quotes from the team. But the strangest came from Yankees shortstop Anthony Volpe, okay? I'm just going to read you. This is directly from ESPN.com, okay, what he said. Okay.
Yeah.
Quote, "It's brutal," said Yankees shortstop Anthony Volpe, who finished the series 1 for 15 with 10 strikeouts. Quote, "I'm kind of in shock." So, let me get this straight, Tony. Anthony Volpe was shocked by the Yankees' loss, even though he struck out 10 times in the series and 16 times in his last 19 at-bats. How do you explain any of this, Tony?
You just have to wonder, does Anthony Volpe think that he's a pitcher? Because, getting 16 strikeouts and 19 at-bats is not bad for a pitcher.
It's the only explanation that makes any sense, Tony, anyway. Look, we got a lot going on here, people. Eagles tonight playing the Giants, win Thursday. Phillies playing the Dodgers.
Another win.
We got a lot to get to. Obviously, the team's waiting there for our advice, our pre-show speeches, as we always give. So, you know what? We're going to cut it short here, end the show,
Hold
and
on.
just get
Hold
out.
on.
And, oh, no.
Are you kidding me?
What are you doing? First of all, everybody knows we're about to reveal our big decision. And
You're
then you pop
ruining
in.
our big moment.
You're ruining the
Corrections.
moment.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, my God, this guy. Are
Corrections.
you kidding me? What?
Just go.
Just
People
go.
want you to go. Go.
Yeah.
You said the Yankees should be embarrassed because they lost to a Canadian baseball team?
Yeah, pathetic.
Deeply unpatriotic, bro.
Yeah.
You seem to be forgetting that the Phillies lost the World Series to the Toronto Blue Jays in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, well, you seem to be forgetting my machete.
Yeah. And guess what, Jay? You're going to be a Blue Jay after I suffocate you.
Oh! Can't wait
You're
for that.
dead.
Oh, and maybe you should suffocate him now because he's still talking.
Yeah, because he's still talking. What?
You said that NFL teams should keep trading for Joe Flacco so they can start him against the Packers because he beat them once already.
Yeah, makes sense, bro.
Smart strategy, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's dumb. There's a trade deadline week 8. And after that, teams won't be able to send their players anywhere or acquire new players.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to send you to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. And you know what everyone hopes you acquire? Polio. Oh, you're
Can't
done.
wait for that, too.
Yeah,
Okay, now
me too.
quiet, because we got
Yeah,
a
shut
big
up.
decision
Big
coming
announcement,
up.
the
Okay, here we go.
decision.
Tony, it's time to tell the people.
Can we get a drum roll a moment?
Add the
here?
drum roll. There's
There
the
we
drum
go.
roll. Okay, we've thought long and hard about this decision, and Tony and I have decided to have Nick Foles on the show next
Wow,
week. Yep. He's just booked.
huge.
That's just in.
We
Huge
decided.
decision. I know
That's
you're sitting
it.
there. You didn't see this coming, but there it is.
You don't wanna miss that.
You don't want to miss that next
Yeah.
week. Already, you can hear people, scrambling
Lining
the
up.
news.
Yup.
You're lining up. The media already buzzing.
Yup.
We're going to get out of here. Don't forget, you rate and review the show on
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts. You
Subscribe.
comment in the comment section on YouTube. You like, you subscribe.
Everything.
And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.